Hi, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges of Blaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
Welcome to episode 126 of the Weekly Pour podcast. My name is TBT. That guy over there is Ace. He has bronchitis, so when he starts coughing, just ignore it. He's not even going to talk the entire time. What are you looking at?
Your Wi-Fi.
What about my Wi-Fi? You're clear as a bell on my end.
Oh, I'm very fuzzy over here.
Oh, I'm looking at you online, and it's absolutely clear. And here we go. I'm going to start off, number one. Welcome everybody into the chat. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, be in there and say hi. Hit the little thumbs up. Hit the like button if you're on the Book of Face. All that fun stuff. We got some of our norms in there. Sandra's already in there. Pauline is in there. And, of course, the moderator, the artist formerly known as Natalie. And, of course, welcome, Nat McFrick. She's there. Hey, I'm super excited. I'm going to just jump right into this. I'm super excited.
Why?
Because I got to watch History about 15 minutes ago and got to see the astronauts come back, land in the water after being gone for 472,000 hours.
Excuse me. Not quite that long.
Close enough.
But how would you like to go on a mission that they told you would be 8 days?
Right.
And you're gone for 9 months because they forgot about you.
Yeah. Oh, did I leave something in the oven? Nah. Oh, well. Yeah. 9 days, 8 days, whatever it was. 7, 8, 9.
Right.
And then you're there for 9 months. Like, that's like going out with the skipper and Gilligan. And then the next thing you know, you're on a TV show for years.
Right, right. Except you pointed out earlier that is a fallacy. Because using your ship experience and your, oceanography type degree you have.
I'm beginning to think that it is fake.
So that's another conspiracy theory.
I believe so. I think the whole Gilligan thing was a conspiracy. I don't think that boat could have enough fuel to go on a 3-hour tour. Or it couldn't have went that far in 3 hours to not be able to be found. I'm not buying it. I'm going to stop because I don't need another conspiracy theory in my mind.
What remote island? Wait, which direction did they leave?
I don't know. Is it in the song?
I don't know.
The weather started getting rough.
What?
The weather started getting rough and the tiny boat was tossed or something like that.
Right. Yeah, and the ship would be lost.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the skipper and his wife.
And the brave crew or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
the astronauts. I was thinking about this, and the news kind of said something about it. Could you imagine floating for 9 months, and then all of a sudden you got to use your legs?
Right. How do you land and then stand up?
I don't know. Hi and welcome. Then you fall over.
I bet they wheelie you out.
I didn't watch because I was getting ready for the show, but they put the capsule on a ship and then they opened it from the ship. What in the holy dogness is going on in your place?
Daughter just got home from work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been like that since about 4 o'clock. You know, because people are coming home.
Yeah.
And then DoorDash showed up, and that was even worse.
So, see, I wonder, what would your dog remember you after 9 months of being gone?
Well, no, because gravity takes your memory.
But you could. The dog's not in space.
You just said he was in orbit for 9 months.
Not the dog.
Oh, well.
Oh. But I mean, if you can't use your legs, you're probably crawling around using your front legs like the dog, and you probably get to know him a lot quicker.
I think the dog would remember you.
9 months.
I think the dog would remember you more than your own children.
Oh, yeah, that's probably right. No FaceTime calls with the dog. Speaking of that, I'm getting FaceTimed right now. I have no idea why anybody would FaceTime me at this time, because they know that I'm in the middle of a podcast and I'm looking and seeing who it is, and I had to answer it because there's a special someone that I see a lot that I don't get to see that much anymore, and she just FaceTimed me.
You just said you saw them a lot.
Well, I used to when I worked at a previous place. I feel like I've been in space for 9 months.
You are full of contradictions.
Conspiracy theories is really all it is. I'm gonna turn it around, and
I sent you one
to see.
Not that we have to elaborate much on it, but I sent you one today where it's John Morrison of the Doors is in Syracuse and living as a janitor or something.
He's also alive.
He's alive. He's living in Syracuse, New York. Has been for 30 years or whatever, 40 years. 50.
I have so much stuff pulled up. I have to get to this because one of the things that when I read this and saw where it was, we have someone in New York who might be able to go verify whether this is true or not.
That's right.
I think we should get Kathy on this. And she's in the chat, and I think she should go do this.
Well, it's not like she's doing anything right now.
Right.
You know, she could probably just hop in her car and travel around to places that need maintenance men or use maintenance men. Ask for Frank, because that's his assumed name, Frank. And then get him to say.
Well, you sent me this article. Tell me that this dude don't look like Jim Carrey.
Probably more Jim Carrey than Jim Morrison.
I'm gonna see if I can throw this up on the screen because people need to see this.
They showed it to his ex-girlfriend, and they cried.
Right,
the resemblance was so strong.
Yeah. So let's give a background real quick. There's a story going around right now, a documentary that claims Jim Morrison is alive and living in Syracuse. The name of the documentary is Before the End, Searching for Jim Morrison. And it suggests that, as Ace pointed out, that the Doors singer is living as a maintenance worker named Frank. July 3rd, 1971, Jim Morrison became a member of the infamous 27 Club when he was found dead in a Paris apartment. More than 5 decades later, however, a 3-part documentary series alleges that the Doors vocalist is alive and living in anonymity in Syracuse, as we mentioned, as a maintenance worker named Frank. The docuseries was written and directed by a self-described superfan. His name is Jeff Fenn. And although this has been on Apple TV since January, the documentary is only gaining traction now because of other outlets, like, I guess, Syracuse.com. Before the End suggests that Morrison faked his own death. And according to the documentary, the artist eventually met a Syracuse man named Frank and assumed his identity.
Yeah, what happened to that guy?
Did he have a stick with a light on the end and say, pay attention to the flash, put on some sunglasses, and it went...
To his soul?
I don't know. To further this theory, Finn, the self-described superfan, claims that the Syracuse Frank has a scar on his nose in the exact same location where Morrison had a mole.
Which obviously, if you were disguising yourself as Frank the maintenance man, you would remove that mole.
Exactly. I'll keep the scar. I'm going to get rid of the mole.
Right.
Yeah. And you said this a while ago, but I don't know if anybody caught it. He also showed the picture of Frank to two of Morrison's ex-girlfriends who reportedly burst into tears over the resemblance.
It was so uncanny.
Yeah. Apparently, the documentary's interview with Frank doesn't provide much insight, though, as he gave vague responses to Finn when questioned about his identity.
Oh, he tracked him down and spoke with him?
Oh, yeah, there's a trailer for this thing.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't watch it. I saw it.
Yeah, there's been long speculation about the circumstances of Morrison's death after he was found in a bathtub. He was buried without an autopsy being performed. And that alone will give fans the fodder for the theory that his death was fate. I'm telling you right now, Frank looks like Jim Carrey. I'm going to pop this up, maybe, for anybody that's watching.
To what end would Jim Morrison want to fake his death at that height of their career?
Oh, man, that just covered up the whole screen. All right, let me put this up here. That's Jim freaking Carrey.
Or a serial killer.
I want to know what the chat thinks.
Nothing about that says riders on the storm. Nothing.
No, it says, oh, righty then. Thanks, you set me up for that one. Yeah, that's totally Jim Carrey.
I mean,
yeah. See, even Nat Tully says Jim Carrey. I don't know, but regardless, whatever. He's not dead.
No, I think it's ridiculous. I think someone is stirring up a controversy where there isn't one, or a conspiracy where there isn't one, because they are a super fan.
Could you imagine the concert we could have with those that are supposed to be dead that aren't?
But they're not.
Elvis
he's still here.
Yeah, he's a church preacher, right?
I thought he was pumping gas in Albuquerque.
He may be. I don't know. I'm glad I can X out of that freaking story.
Yeah, none of it makes sense. Why?
I don't know. Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. You know who's not happy right now? Or maybe isn't happy?
Astronauts.
No, they're thrilled to be back after 9 years.
I bet they are.
Fans of the Chicago Bulls.
Oh my gosh.
They're a little lit.
Yeah.
They're hot.
I've seen videos of the pyrotechnics they do, Disturbed.
Yep.
And it's intense. Yeah, you'll see here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a recent Chicago performance by Disturbed as part of their The Sickness 25th anniversary tour damaged another celebrated piece of Chicago sports history. Now, everybody's been to a rock concert. Pyro, fire, smoke, flash pots, all this stuff. The Chicago Bulls returned to the United Center earlier this week, and there was a notable absence near the top of the venue. The team's 6 championship banners from the 90s were missing. Why? Where'd they go?
What would happen?
Well, I'm glad you asked. As it turns out, The Banners suffered minor damage from Disturbed's fiery stage production, and they're currently being repaired. Yeah, they're being replaced. I would put those in a frame and put them in the trophy box.
I would.
Yeah. In a
casualty
statement
of a great concert.
Yeah. In a statement to the Chicago Tribune, the United Center's communication department confirmed that the United Center is currently working with the Bulls to explore options to repair the banners. While the banners will not be in place for the remainder of this season, they do anticipate them being back in place next season after they're repaired.
Yeah. So any of you that know anything about Disturb and their stage show and their pyrotechnics, they like pyro. They like fire. And,
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I've seen they've got a stage, a ring that rotates around the band and the stage that shoots flames everywhere. I mean, it's pretty intense. This at the time was pointed straight to the rafters, to the rafters, and that thing was the set itself is really, really high, enough that however long those flames are were like burning the banners, scorching them. Like there's pieces out of them, like they're jagged edges and stuff.
Yeah, they're now the chick goat bulls.
Right, and they won a
Yeah, according to reports, it was discovered after Disturbed had played earlier in the week with 3 Days Grace and Seven Dust. What a show. That the heat damage had warped the bottom portion of the banners that had been hanging from the rafters. There's some fan shot footage that shows, the stage setup and everything. Not all of the banners in the venue were impacted. The Chicago Blackhawks hockey team, who also inhabit the United Center, they didn't have any damage to their banners. But there's a noticeable gap of NBA championship banners from 91, 92, 93, 96, 97, and 98 because they're all missing. There is one statement on here that says initially there was hope that the banners would be able to be repaired in time for Thursday's game, but they've now determined that that ain't happening.
Is Dave Draymond a Lakers fan or something?
I don't know. I'm going to look for it.
But I mean, it's pretty cool to see. Not that it's cool that the banners got burned down. That's tragic,
right.
But I guess. But the fact that the pyro could reach that high.
But how rock and roll is that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, imagine if Great White was playing. I mean.
Really?
What?
That's bad.
Would there be a United Center?
I swear.
Sorry.
You know what's also metal?
That.
When you can block a pop icon from taking the #1 spot with their brand new single. Selena Gomez.
Yep.
When she releases new music, it's always a major event. Singer and actress is one of the most famous people in the world right now, and she was getting ready to release a new single with her boyfriend, fiance, whatever it is, Benny Blanco. Her new single is entitled Sunset Boulevard, and it was poised to be #1.
Right. As it should be.
Was.
What happened?
Well, usually when Gomez drops a new tune, it bolts right to #1 because her fan base flocks to anything she shares and turns it into a quick bestseller. Typically, a large number of purchases help her albums and songs fly high on the Billboard charts, and that's likely what's going to happen with this. However, 2 brand new cuts blocked Gomez and Blanco from hitting #1 on iTunes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Chapel Roan was number 2. And at number 1, which I don't think they are now, but that's okay. It's the fact that they were. Number 1 with the new single called Emergence, Sleep Token.
That is so unusual to think about. That
in what way?
Because it seems like that band is set aside for a certain group of people, not a mainstream sounding band. Not the thing you turn on when you hear the radio. Oh man, there it is. Unless you're a fan of that type of music, and it's overtaking a known pop singer, a known commodity, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking Sleep Token. I'm just saying it's a bit of a niche thing.
Good. I'd shut this shit down right now.
I know you're a fan. And apparently I need to listen to Emergence because it must be spectacular.
It will. So it's not. So when you read this article and it talks about being knocked off by a metal band, an English metal band, when you listen to Emergence, you're going to be like, that's not metal.
Right.
It's Sleep Token. And I mean, and listeners, that know Sleep Token, some of their stuff is just absolutely not metal, but they are all over the place, like the Astronauts.
Right.
They're everywhere. This is a perfect example. And Sleep Token has been just absolutely knocking it out of the park when it comes to their utilization of social media, getting their message out there, and the anticipation, building that anticipation for this new album that's going to be coming out in, I think, April or May. I don't remember. This is the first single that's been released, and it's what you know about Sleep Token when you hear this single, it's like it's unmistakably Sleep Token-esque. Obviously, it is them, but it's not unexpected. It's not a tune that you're like, oh yeah, they could have done much better. And it's not like going from Injustice to All and Injustice for All to the Black Album. It's not that big of a difference. It's Sleep Token. It is. You hear it. And then the song ends with a musical, with a saxophone sound. It's, I don't know. It's like you're being mesmerized by a saxophone.
Just the sound of one or a solo?
A saxophone solo, a solophone.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to listen to it. I can't believe you haven't. I'm a little disappointed.
No, I haven't. And this Chapel Roan person is getting a lot of buzz as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I keep getting sent songs by my daughter to listen to that I have yet to do yet.
Well,
but I will.
She's come out with a brand new tune as well, one which becomes a bestseller as it drops. The new Grammy winner's track, The Giver, that's the name of the song, sees her venture from pop to country. And it seems like her following, which has grown rapidly in the past year or so, is interested in hearing it because, again, it was number 2, right in front of Selena Gomez. However, right behind Sleep Token.
Well, and you don't know if they're still number 1, right?
They're not. I looked earlier, and I think right now they were at 12.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, but that's not saying much because I think I was reading somewhere that Sunset Boulevard, is that the name of that track from Gomez? Yeah. It's the second single from her forthcoming collaborative album, and it debuted at number 58. So,
debuted at 58?
Yeah, no, there was another one. Whatever.
If they were ready for it to go to number 1, how many weeks did it take to get from 58 to 3?
It was not that one. It was a different track. So she released another one called Call Me When You Break Up, which was a collaboration with pop musician Gracie Adams. Track got off to a strong start in its first few hours, but it didn't turn out to be a huge win. It debuted at number 58 on the Hot 100 and then began falling.
Okay.
It's cracked the top 40 on a number of other lists, but yeah.
So it sounds like that there were people out there that maybe overshot the popularity of what this album would do. Maybe they thought it was going to be like a big breakout, and maybe not.
I don't know. All I know is that it got beat by Sleep Token. That's all that matters.
It's just interesting to think about the charts like that because it's so different than the way music is charted differently now because things don't stay at the top all the time, unless you're Taylor Swift.
Right.
You may debut a record at number 1, and then the next week it's down at 15.
Exactly.
And that's crazy because it was never like that back when people were buying physical copies of records. So now you're not even buying a physical copy. If you stream it, that counts. And if you stop listening to it, then it's going to drop very, very quickly.
Right. But that goes back to what we were talking about, numerous times, even with our last guests about, releasing singles, EPs, instead of doing an entire album. So,
right.
Yeah.
And more and more and more people, man, are doing it.
Yep, exactly. You want to know what else is pretty damn metal?
What's that?
Learning the ABCs.
I do like to learn my ABCs.
It's even more metaler than being metal.
Is there anything metaler?
Yeah, learning your ABCs with Rob Zombie, causing a controversy and making people mad.
Why is this a controversy?
Rob Zombie has expressed his amusement at a British tabloid newspaper because of their lame attempts to stir up controversy over the release of Rob Zombie's new children's spelling book, Z is for Zombie, Learning to Spell with House of a Thousand Corpses Friends. This is legit. This is totally legit. This is a tongue-in-cheek book based on Zombie's 2003 cult horror film, House of a Thousand Corpses. If you've not watched it, you need to. And it was published by Neckbolt Publishing last week. Neckbolt Publishing last week. An official product description on Amazon, which I can confirm because I went to Amazon, reads, it's always more fun to learn with friends, especially when they're House of a Thousand Corpses friends. Rob Zombie presents Z is for Zombie, Learning to Spell with House of a Thousand Corpses friends, where aspiring spellers, can learn the important words and phrases properly, with support from positive role models like Captain Spaulding, God rest his soul, Baby Firefly, Otis Driftwood, professors, doctors, and Rob Zombie himself. Learning is just so damn good. It didn't take long for professionally offended journalists at the Daily Mail to spot the existence of the 76-page book. There's only 26 letters. I don't get it. On March 14th, the tabloid ran a story headlined, Outrage over Violent Children's Book featuring sadistic serial killers teaching toddlers how to spell. The outrage seems to be very, very, very strictly limited, to be fair, as the writer of that article could only cite three vague examples, one of which simply reads, I'm not giving that to my kid. Another comment read, if this is actually for kids, the author can F himself. If it's for adults and just a little parody, then kudos, which doesn't terribly Outrage, in all honesty. The third comment quoted simply asks, "This is an honest question. Is it problematic to expose children and glorify characters who are depicted committing murder, torture, sexual assault, body mutilation, necrophilia, etc.? And really, if you genuinely have to ask this question, good luck with negotiating life on planet Earth in 2025. Rob Zombie himself says, "Now this is hilarious. We are just trying to teach the children some good book learning. You can purchase this book on Amazon. 76-page book, Z is for Zombie, Learning to Spell with House of a Thousand Corpses Friends. It is available right now on Amazon. $34.47 hardcover. And it looks like who used to, what was that? Who was that company? Don't say Walt Disney, because I'm not talking Disney.
It looks like a Little Golden book.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, who that company was. Little Golden.
Right. Little Golden book.
Well, it's even got the same font up at the top where it should say Little Golden. It says Rob Zombie Books.
So it says characters are depicted committing murder, torture, sexual abuse, etc. Necrophilia. I mean, are they really? Like,
no.
Or is it just fun? I'm holding an A and I got a knife, or I don't know. E is for eviscerate.
C is for, I don't know. The cover is great. Can I get this? Yeah, I want to throw this up there now. We're full of pictures today. Full of pictures. This is the cover for Z is for Zombie. I do too. Boom. Sorry, I didn't mean to cover up Ace. There, I'll center it. Z is for Zombie. Learning to Spell with House of a Thousand Corpses Friends. Absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend everybody go get it. It's on Amazon. Just search Z is for Zombie.
It looks fun.
I'm going to get it.
I mean, it looks fun.
Yeah, I want to get it. I'm going to get it for Natalie so that she can learn how to spell.
Yeah, well, it would be even better if it was a coloring book.
The Rob Zombie coloring book is also available. We've covered this on other episodes.
Just not that long ago, he released the coloring book.
Correct.
Maybe that's why.
December 4th of last year. The official Rob Zombie coloring book. It's also available.
Boy, why is Rob Zombie trying to corrupt our children?
Dude, why did he remake movies?
Oh, now.
Were they awesome?
I thought the Halloween stuff was fine.
Exactly. So now you can get your coloring book and enjoy it just as much. So there's a picture of the coloring book. It's beautiful. And look, down at the bottom left, Neck Bolt Publishing. Natalie just got it.
He is knocking it out of the park with the covers.
Oh, yeah. And I'm pretty sure he does all of the art himself.
I'm sure he does.
I mean, at least that's what I'm going to say. I don't know if he does. This coloring book is loaded with 30 coloring photos, cut out crafts, masks, paper dolls, and other spooky swag. It's the perfect activity for any Rob Zombie fan. And it's only $17.99. 10% off right now on Amazon. Click it.
Or people have to understand the joke.
But people don't.
And buy it and enjoy it and have a good laugh.
Yeah. The Viper's already running through the alphabet. He's made it to E so far.
He's having a ball with it.
What's F for? Because he stopped at E. E is for eviscerate. How Tommy lost his head in the cemetery next door.
That would be a fun story to tell.
That's a pop-up book. F is for fatality. If you don't do the entire alphabet by the time this show's over, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. and he's only at F, so he's got a little ways to go.
It's going to take him a minute.
Yeah, he's trying to run through all those letters in his head, all 76 of them. I didn't pull up the comments because I keep having to turn because I can't see them. What else do I have? I'm not going to go into that yet, but we'll
got Ricky Rocket.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Ricky Rocket, drummer for Poison, has basically confirmed that Poison will in fact tour in 2026. 26 will be a Poison year, the drummer remarked to Eddie Trunk on Sirius XM, noting that the band will be celebrating, and this just hurts my young brain,
right?
Celebrating the 40th anniversary of their debut album, Look What the Cat Dragged In. He states, I cannot believe it's going to be a 40th anniversary. There's very few bands that ever make it to 40 years, and most people never stay at a job for 40 years or at the same house, and marriages don't last that long. I mean, this is crazy how this has been. Honestly, it's amazing. Rocket admitted that he never envisioned Poison having this kind of a longevity, adding that he was blown away by the upcoming milestone. So not a whole lot of info. He just basically said, yeah, we're probably going to headline some, and stated that they'll probably go out in support of some, like currently larger acts. So that could be pretty cool, depending on who it's with.
Right. It would have to be the right act. And as a matter of fact, I don't know that they would support when they would probably co-headline.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big tour. And I think it has potential to be in rock, the tour of the year. Much like we
absolutely
right, much like we enjoyed the Sammy Hagar tour last summer, and how big that was, and how big those shows were. They've got the same chance of doing that. Poison does. It's been a minute since the stadium tour.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look at my poster. 2022. So they're talking 2026 now.
4 years.
Yeah. Think about that. It doesn't seem like it's been 2022, that long ago, but it has. Here we are.
Well, and think about the tours that are going on now for 2025. Rock tours from that era. Warrant is still touring. Tom Kiefer, Bullet Boys are still doing stuff. LA Guns. I mean, if you wanted to do it right, you need I don't know, Hair Bandalooza.
Guns is getting ready to release a record as well.
Exactly.
And you're talking about those bands, and those bands aren't even on the same level that Poison is as far as the potential for the tour.
Right.
They're doing, and nothing, no knock. Every band has a level, but they're doing, theaters, smaller venues, like the Brown County venue that we saw Kiefer at.
Right.
But Poison's going to do sheds at minimum.
They're going to blow. Look at like you just said, look at the stadium tour. And it was said over and over and over how Poison was blowing everybody else out of the water. You got to give Bret Michaels credit for something. He's got the energy. He's still doing his party girl tour. His solo stuff. So,
right, I would suspect a summer shed tour, an arena tour. Maybe not stadium level, but I wouldn't shock me if they did arenas.
If you could get a 3 to 4 band gig lined up, I think you could knock out some stadiums.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, and boy, that would be fun. Slaughter's still out there all the time doing stuff. They're coming here soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Them and Great White, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Ricky Rocket is currently running gigs for his new project, The Rocket Mafia, That group features Ricky Rocket alongside singer Brandon Gibbs from Devil City Angels, bassist Brian Kimes, and Mick Sweeta on guitar, who everybody should know from the Bullet Boys. So
yes.
It's good to see they're still. I follow CC DeVille on Instagram, just to kind of keep up and watch and see what he's doing. He's doing a lot of stuff with his kid because I guess his kid is a phenomenal drummer. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like it when these guys get their kids involved in music somehow, and they're still able to go out and do things with them. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. His name is Valen DeVille. He plays drums with the Finns. That's Finz. The Finns, an American rock band local to Southern California. Valen DeVille. I think that's what he's going by too. But that's pretty cool. Born in 2007.
He's not VV.
Yeah. No, he's DD.
DD.
Yeah, CCDD. I'm a little disappointed in Viper. He stopped at F, by the way.
He's stuck.
Yeah, he's like, what's the next letter? It's G. Natalie will help you.
G, what can G?
Yeah, G is for gore. Guar.
Yeah, he took it.
I just gave him a freebie, didn't I? Okay, I got to ask you.
Okay.
Do you watch American Idol?
I have not watched American Idol since Simon left.
Oh, so you haven't watched it in like 22 years.
It's been a very long time.
All right.
I did watch the clip you're talking about. But
right now, American Idol is a buzz from the latest round of auditions. Basically, the other night, a performer named Sophie Powers, a 20-year-old singer and fashion designer from Toronto, managed to shock and elicit plenty of laughs from the American Idol judges and the crew during her audition. If you missed it, the young blonde took the stage with a pink top and a bandage over her nose, letting the judges know she was going to perform an original track. She stated, this song, it's a tearjerker for sure. And if you watched it, you knew that something was up because she was just stoic. She said that before a steady drum beat kicked in. And for a second, you could see it going that way as Sophie's deadpan spoken word vocals laid out a scenario. The lyrics are as follows. I had a pet lizard named George. He was cool, but he made me really bored. So I gave him to my mom, and she loves him very much because animals are better than people. Those are some good lyrics.
And then we learn why animals are better than people.
It was clear early on from the expressions from both Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie. They were not sure what to make of what they were hearing. Sophie's song then turned into commentary on being canceled and not liking her job before she served up a list of people and things who should just shut the F up. No one was safe. From Karens to vegans to laundry to dinosaurs, the American Idol censors were on high alert while bleeping all of the Fs and covering all of the middle fingers that she presented. As the list got more and more absurd, both the judges and members of the stage crew could audibly be heard laughing. After a couple of final electro beats, Sophie told the judges, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I wish there was a way you could show it because it's so much better if you could see it.
I will post this on our social media, probably on Facebook after the show. Lionel Richie was asked how he felt, He just simply said he was mortified. Luke Bryan had everyone laughing when he said that his wife will play me that song every evening. And he said that that Powers should have included a line where she says, "Luke, shut the F up."
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood was a little bit more serious. She said, "You clearly got a thing. You're interesting. Obviously, in the context of American Idol, I don't know where you would fit in." In a perfect humorous response to Carrie's comments, Sophie added, "Yeah, neither do I. I'm literally Canadian, so..." They obviously passed on her. She did not get to go to New York or LA. However, this is one of the very few auditions like this that actually get aired. You know, it's not one that was just, they show a snippet of it. They showed this entire audition. Right. People,
it's so funny.
It is. Fans flocked to the American Idol video of the audition, sharing plenty of comments, with most people saying some pretty positive stuff. "This is one of my favorite auditions ever. She's my spirit animal." And just like that, a star is born. Of the song that she sang or voiced, one person noted, "Damn, she's even trying to silence the dinosaurs. They try to cancel me, cancel me. I don't even like my job." Greatest line for cancel culture. Yet another person laughed at her response to Carrie Underwood, noting, "A perfect response from Canada on American Idol. When she becomes famous, this clip will resurface." Well, good news for people that want to see her.
Right. She actually has a gig.
She's got a gig. She will be on the Vans Warped Tour that has how many? I'm trying to look at the dates for them, but there's quite a few dates that are going on for. Where can you see her? At present, Powers has 4 major festival appearances booked for 2025. 3 of those are with the Vans Warped Tour, with stops in Washington, D.C., Long Beach, and Orlando. The 4th appearance is at the Slam Dunk Festival this May in the United Kingdom. I went to YouTube and I typed her in and I listened to a couple of her tunes. They're not bad.
So
it's not.
Is she
It's
a
not.
signed artist?
Do what?
Is she actually a signed artist?
Well,
what do you even know?
That I don't
there's
know.
So many. If you look at the lineup for the Warped Tour, it's extensive and it's full of people I've never heard of. Full of them.
Well, yeah, but that's the norm,
So it wouldn't shock me that she got on this. Not that that's a bad thing. It's good for her.
Right.
I just wondered how much she actually has to do. She is right behind that name. Explain. Slaughter to Prevail.
Oh, that's a great band.
I guess.
You can hear them on Octane.
They must have contributed to the Rob Zombie book.
Right. She's got over 40,000 followers on YouTube. She's got her own Spotify channel.
She had 10 before the audition.
Yeah, 10 before the audition. That's hilarious. I'm going to go back to this because we're going to post this because we absolutely have to. There's no way we can't. Because if you haven't seen it, you've got to. And this is going to be not your only way, but this is how you're going to see it. I think it was great. I'd love to go see her again.
And I don't think she did it with any seriousness of thinking that she was going to get to Hollywood doing that song. That was tongue in cheek. That was to get her on the show, just to do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was effective. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And how she kept a straight face through the whole thing.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. She's got a gift.
Why?
She's got a gift.
Why did Natalie, why did she make a comment? And
About
say
me?
fuzzy? Did you turn fuzzy?
I didn't think I did. I thought it was fine, but
yeah. Well, I can tell you,
I was fuzzy on her end.
I'm pretty sure it's her this time.
It's probably been her all along.
You're probably right. I'm going to find this,
but
and I'm going to make sure that I can post it because this is just too freaking good.
Yeah, and you need to go to our Facebook page and look it up because it's great.
Yeah. Maybe this is it. I just want the performance.
Yeah, there's one I watched that was just the performance. There was one I watched that was Entertainment Tonight interjecting all their commentary and ruined it for me.
Yeah, that's the one I do not want because I don't need all of their crap. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be cool. We'll post that up. I want people to see it. Give us your thoughts, even though you're kind of doing it right now. He was fuzzy and lagging. No, Natalie, you're fuzzy. You're lagging.
Actually, it's helping. That's terrible. More fuzzy.
Yeah. So we will not be here next week, correct?
Tentatively. This is all tentative. We are waiting. We are waiting for the date.
Are we waiting for the results of Friday?
Yes, if things happen on Friday.
Right.
A lot of juggling. A lot of balls in the air. So, yeah, we're in standby. But if I'm gone, yeah, there's no show.
I'm just going to do it alone.
That's fine. That's fine. It'll zip up to 5,000 million views anyway. Like your TikTok, your random TikTok that went to 2,000 views in 8 seconds.
Right.
Haven't seen that again.
There is a possibility we will not be here next week. Ace may have to travel to the great state of California to fight wildfires.
They're still raging.
I don't know. So yeah, but we'll just keep watching. We'll tell you whether or not. So Viper just gave up. There was nothing after F from him. Natalie threw in there G and H, and then that was it. So I don't even have a joke to end on this week. I don't even have a good story to tell.
You always have stories.
I got nothing though. Other than it's 75 degrees outside, and that's freaking awesome. Is it now?
Yeah, it was a good day.
It's 65 right now.
Yes.
Did you know? Well, yeah, except for the snow that they're calling for on Thursday.
Stop.
60% chance of snow showers.
They need to hang up the phone and not call for snow. That's ridiculous.
I think.
Why do we keep hiring these people?
Right? Sophie Powers should write a song about them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Shut the.
Yeah. She'd be like, hey, weatherman, why don't you shut